How's it going, everyone? So, there's a local pizzeria that has come under fire for its bathroom sign. Now, I have the sign up on the screen. I just want to talk about it for a minute. Now, this sign was under controversy because it depicts a man lifting up a woman's skirt, and allegedly, the call was that this promotes sexual violence and sexual assault. Now, you may notice in this sign, but it doesn't look like there is either a lack of consent or an existence of consent. And what I mean by that is, it's a picture. It makes it very hard to tell whether or not the people it is depicting are necessarily consenting with what is going on. But with that vagueness, it also means we don't know if they are consenting. We don't know if they're not consenting. There's no speech bubble coming from the woman that says, "Hey, no, stop touching my skirt." Now, I also want to talk about how this was written about in the local paper, and then also how the store owners dealt with it. Now, I think they dealt with it in a really mature and really holistic sense. The reporting, however, I feel is no less than a hit piece, is what I would call it. This is definitely a hit piece on the sign itself. Now, I'd like to read a quote from the owner of the pizzeria. He says he doesn't support harassment in any form, but to harass and intimidate someone to remove a bathroom sign that you think depicts harassment is hypocritical. He says, "I'm sorry if you see rape and discrimination wherever you look, and when you look at my bathroom sign. I'd love to have a face-to-face conversation. I do not welcome a cyber lynch mob or harassing phone calls to my employees." Now, the reason the pizzeria owner cited he took down the sign, and he did take down the sign, is because he wanted to spare his employees from the harassment they were getting. Now, I think he really hit the nail on the head with his statement about how if you find something harassing, the proper response is not to go harass those people in turn, especially in the case of a fucking sign. Now, do I have a problem with the sign? No, I think it's hilarious. I think it speaks to the flirtatious nature between the relationships between men and women. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, if someone looks at the sign and they were to immediately think rape or sexual assault, I'd say that's a lot more of a problem with the person viewing the sign than the actual sign itself. Now, I believe that this is just a microcosm of the rape culture scare, or I guess we could call it fear-mongering, because that's what it is. This rape culture fear-mongering that's been going on in the West for quite some time now, and you'll notice the same people who will cry rape culture at something as harmless as the sign on a bathroom. The people who are calling rape culture on that are the same type of people who are talking about letting all of the Muslims into our country. Now, I have a very serious problem with Islam and the fact that I don't believe that things like corrective rape should be a punishment for damn near anything. So I find it incredibly ironic that these sort of people who see rape when they look at a bathroom sign are completely unwilling to discuss the actual rape culture that happens in many countries in this world with Sharia law. Now, if we actually wanted to have a real discussion about rape culture, I believe that would be the main topic. That is something that we should actually talk about, because as far as a rape culture existing in the West, no. That's just simply not true. That's a simple falsehood. There is no one in the Western world who is openly saying, yes, rape is a good thing. Yes, we need to rape people. Sexual harassment's a good thing. No one's saying that. No one is saying that ever. That's not something that ever gets said. It's not a perspective I hear in the West. But if I'm looking at even just some of the leaders of Saudi Arabia supporting things like corrective rape or the stoning of women, that sort of thing, then that's an entirely different story. This is a real rape culture that we're talking about, where women can't leave their houses without a male escort. Meanwhile, in America, they're driving cars, leading massive businesses, and apparently getting mad over stupid fucking signs. So I don't know how much more I have to talk about this. So that's just my fucking opinion. So that's all for now.